Yo, you twisted, thrill-chasing freaks, welcome back to Real Nightmares. This is where we rip into the darkest, most gut-punching true crime stories that'll make your blood run cold and your heart jackhammer your ribs. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into a single bone-chilling nightmare from a sleepy Maine town where the past bleeds into the present and a curse hums in the shadows. It starts small, a conch shell, a rusted drum, a slashed tent, then spirals into pure, unholy terror that'll haunt your dreams. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop your creepiest stories in the comments. Buckle up, kill the lights, and let's crash into this real nightmare's tale with a blood.
Hollow Pines, Maine, January 2025. The town sat nestled in a crook of Penobscot County, where the pines clawed the sky, and the Atlantic's breath rolled in thick, salty fog. A whaling town turned artist haven. Its red brick walls bore murals of harpoons and ships, while clapboard houses of old captains sagged under the weight of secrets. The air was heavy, the ground humming low, like a pulse buried deep. Rosie Callahan, 42, lived at 17 Harbor Lane, a weathered colonial with a sagging porch and a view of the bay. A single mom and baker, she was the heart of Hollow Pines, kind, fierce, always slipping a free cookie to kids or cooking for the sick. Her son, Tommy, 19, lived with her, a quiet kid with a knack for fixing boats, his eyes carrying a shadow no one could name. Her dad, Frank Sullivan, a retired lobsterman, and her brother, Paul, a dock worker, were her anchors, their family tight as the knots on Frank's old nets. Rosie's life was simple. Yard sales, scratch tickets, a cigarette on the porch at dusk, watching the fog creep in. But the house felt wrong lately. Objects moved. Keys on the counter one minute, under the couch the next. A conch shell, a gift from Frank's sailing days, kept turning up on the floor, humming faint when Rosie touched it. A spiral claw scratched into its curve, glowing red in the dark. She laughed it off at first. Old houses played tricks, but the hum grew louder, like a voice in the walls, whispering her name. Tommy noticed too, catching her staring at the shell, her hand shaking. "You okay, Ma?" he'd ask, but she'd wave it off, not wanting to spook him. March 23rd, 2025 changed everything. Frank rolled up at 8 a.m. to take Rosie to a doctor's appointment, his pickup crunching gravel. The front door was unlocked, swinging lazy in the wind. Inside, her purse was gutted, wallet, keys, lipstick strewn across the floor, cash gone. Frank's gut twisted. "Rosie," he called, voice cracking. In the bathroom, he found her. Face bruised, hair matted with blood, eyes empty. A fire poker, a cast iron kettle, and that damned conch shell lay nearby, stained red, humming low, the spiral claw glowing faint. Frank screamed, collapsing beside her, his hands shaking as he dialed 911. Cops and paramedics swarmed, but Rosie was gone, her body cold as the Maine frost. The scene screamed murder. No forced entry, no broken locks, no screams heard by neighbors. Rosie knew her killer, let him in, trusted him. The thought cut deeper than the wounds. Detective Leila Harper, a Hollow Pines native with a stare like steel, took the case. The crime was sloppy, angry, 3 weapons, a frenzy of blows, a crime of passion. Suspicion fell on Tommy, home that morning, his room a mess of boat parts and cigarette butts. "He's got access, motive maybe," Leila muttered, knowing family killings often leaned on blunt weapons and buried grudges. But Tommy's fingerprints didn't match the scene. His alibi, fixing a boat at the dock, checked out. Leila cleared him, but Hollow Pines didn't. Whispers spread like wildfire. Tommy did it. He's always been off. Neighbors shunned him. His friends ghosted, and the weight of suspicion crushed him. His eyes growing darker, the hum in the house louder, like it was laughing. Lila widened the net. Friends, neighbors, exes, but leads fizzled. The conch shell, poker, and kettle were bagged, but 2025 DNA tech couldn't pull clear prints from their textured surfaces. The case stalled, the hum growing louder in Rosie's house, now empty but for Tommy, who swore he heard his mom's voice at night, whispering, "Find him." Frank offered a $25,000 reward, leaving the house untouched. Bloodied tiles, stained rugs, a shrine to catch the killer. But the hum didn't care. Scratching in the walls, the spiral claw glowing on the conch shell, red as blood. Months later, Leela got a tip about Bear Brook Woods, a pine-choked stretch outside Hollow Pines, a haven for campers and hunters. On November 10th, 2025, a hunter, Ed Monroe, stumbled on a rusted 55-gallon drum, half buried, humming low, a spiral claw carved into its lid, glowing red. Curious, he pried it open, gagging at the rough. Inside, plastic-wrapped, were a woman and a girl, bludgeoned, their faces gone, humming faint when touched. Leela's keen descended, finding no IDs, no clothes, just the hum, louder now, like the woods were alive. Autopsies pegged the bodies as dead for months, maybe years. A mother and daughter, beaten like Rosie. The killer was meticulous. No prints, no traces, just the spiral claw, humming red. Lila connected the dots. Rosie's murder, the drum, the hum. She called in the FBI, who combed Bear Brook, finding another drum 100 yards away, humming louder, its spiral claw glowing brighter. Inside, 2 girls, bludgeoned, wrapped tight, no IDs. DNA showed 3 victims, mom and 2 daughters, were related, but the 4th, a baby girl, wasn't. Same killer, Lila said, her voice shaking. The hum was everywhere now, in the pines, in her dreams, whispering names she didn't know. Forensic artists from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children crafted digital reconstructions, blasting them across TV and databases. The leads dried up, the hum laughing low. Tommy, haunted, dug into Hollow Pines history, finding whispers of a drifter, Elias Kane, who rolled through in the 70s. A con man, a ghost. He went by names like Curtis Black, Gordon Vale, Larry Thorne. New alias, new town. In 1978, he dated Marie Vaughn, 24, a single mom with 2 girls, Sarah, 11 months, and Mia, 6. They vanished after a Thanksgiving fight with her family, Elias driving them into the fog, the hum trailing their car. Town lore said Elias made a deal with something old in the pines, a hunger that hummed, demanding blood for power, marking its kills with a spiral claw. Tommy found an old Ouija board in Rosie's attic, scarred with spiral claws, humming when he touched it. "Who's here?" he whispered, alone. The planchette spun, spelling Cain, the hum roaring like a storm, a woman's scream echoing from the walls.
Lila's team used new DNA tech, mini STRs, mitochondrial tracing, to crack the Bear Brook case in 2026. The middle child's DNA matched relatives on GED Match, IDing her as Sarah Vaughn, then her mom, Marie, and sister, Mia. The 4th victim, a baby girl, was Elias Kane's daughter, Ray, born to a missing woman, Piper Reed, in 1976. Elias was Terry Kane, a monster born in 1943, a Navy electrician turned drifter, his crimes spilling across states. Marie and her girls in 78, Piper in 76, another woman, Denise Cole, in 81, her kid abandoned at a truck stop. In 2002, he killed his wife, Unsun Park, in Richmond, California, bludgeoned, buried under cat litter, hummin' low. Caught, he pled no contest, dying in prison in 2010, the hum going quiet, but not gone.
But Rosie's case nagged Leela. The conch shell hadn't been tested inside. Its porous curve could hold DNA safe from contamination. In 2027, new tech pulled a profile matching David Sullivan, Rosie's half-brother, Frank's son from a flang no one knew about. David, quiet, carried Rosie's coffin in 2025, his eyes cold, humming faint. In 2003, he'd attacked a woman with a tire iron, fled to Florida, then Hawaii, dodging trial. His DNA was elsewhere in Rosie's house, normal for family, but the conch shell pinned him, humming red when tested. Leela arrested him, but he pled not guilty, the hum laughing in court. Tommy, broken, moved to Bangor, hearing the hum in his dreams, seeing Rosie's shadow in mirrors, her face bruised, spiral claw glowing red. Hollow Pines never recovered. In 2028, campers in Bear Brook found a slashed tent. 3 teens, Lila's niece, Anna, 15, and her friends, Sam, 18, and Mia, 15, dead, bludgeoned, stabbed, humming low. The survivor, Nate, 18, was battered, jaw broken, shoes missing, bloodied with the victims. Lila suspected him, but evidence was thin, the hum drowning out truth. The town sealed Rosie's house, but the hum persists, scratching in the pines, spiral claws glowing red in the fog, waiting for its next kill. Hollow Pines hums at night. Kids avoiding Bear Brook, swearing they see a gray-faced man with no eyes, holding a conch shell, laughing. Lila retired, haunted, hearing the hum in her sleep. The curse lives, spreading like fog, and Hollow Pines waits, its heart bleeding red where the spiral claw forms.
Yo, Nightmares fam, that twisted tale just gutted your soul. This true real nightmare story, a town torn by murders, a humming curse, a spiral claw that won't quit, proves evil hides in plain sight, and it's hungry. That red glowing claw got you shook? Smash that like button and subscribe to Real Nightmares for more heart-stopping terrors. Got a creepy story from your neck of the woods? Spill it in the comments, we dying to hear. Hit the bell to catch every scare, and share this video to spread the fright. Until the next hum in the fog, keep your doors locked and your courage closer. This is Real Nightmares, fading into the pines. Stay haunted.